I would walk to Spanish Town and go and meet my mother and help her to sell. She would sell shoes and clothing, and I had no problem. I remember many times my classmates would pass, and sometimes they would see me at school and say, Juliet, you don't feel ashamed to go help your mother sell? And no, I was never ashamed. We could not afford a lot, so we didn't have a wedding planner. And we could not afford a big hotel. I remember we rented Villa Renai at the time. And we had a regular chef that you would normally have in your community come and cook up the curry goat and the rice and peas at Villa Renai. And there we were married. Having bought the land, I said, okay, I have no money. And so I decided to assist the government in terms of some amount of consultancy work.
I don't want to really get out there and say certain things now, but you know, at the right time, I will say.
Mrs. HOLNESS is compromised.
I was flabbergasted when I got out of PAC chairman and realized that the media called you and you rudely indicated that we have an objection to inviting the internal auditors. I was shocked and I was very disappointed because it means I can't trust you as a chairman. If we cannot trust you, Mr. Chairman, if you ever do it again, and if you ever do it again, and if you ever do it again. When the question was asked, without any of us knowing that you had consulted with the media, but you had time to go to the media. So when I saw it, Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry I didn't see it on the day. I was pissed. Especially because I'm the wife of the Prime Minister, that I am going to hold myself to the high standard of performance.
Mrs. HOLNESS is compromised. She has displayed that her rulings are not transparent. The fact that she's a wife, the spouse of the Prime Minister, makes her standing even more questionable. And now this suggests that she is not fit to hold the office.
Calls for the House Speaker to resign have intensified amid speculation that her actions prioritize protecting the government, not the interests of the House.
Mrs. HOLNESS is compromised.
Jamaica, that is new.
Minister, if you continue to have a conversation with one individual who is not on the mic and is not making a presentation, then you also contribute to the disorder in the House. Minister, you're not speaking to one individual. You had a series of questions and discussion, and you are responding for the benefit of the entire Parliament and all of Jamaica.
Okay. Madam Speaker.
Mrs. HOLNESS is compromised.
Former House Clerk Valerie Curtis has broken her silence, demanding accountability from embattled House Speaker Juliet HOLNESS. Curtis's public outcry follows the leaking of a controversial letter of reprimand sent by HOLNESS last month, which reportedly left the former clerk feeling shocked and hurt. In a recent media interview, Curtis reportedly expressed disappointment with the government's handling of the matter.
And if you ever do it again.
So Juliet HOLNESS, come here, let me ask you one question. So because you're the wife of the Prime Minister, you feel you have the right to bad up everybody and trace everybody and cuss off everybody. You tell the people them say you used to walk a Spanish Town, go sell with your mother in the market. You tell the people them say when you and Andrew are married and you never have no money. You just say when you buy a piece of land, you never have no money. Then how you and Andrew get so rich? You get rich, and since you get rich, you cuss off the people them and cuss off poor people and cuss off everybody. You forget say you used to be poor. You forget say you never used to have nothing. Jamaica, Juliet is out of control. She diss up FAYVAL. She diss up Miss Curtis. Anybody remember Valerie Curtis, the former Speaker of the House, how she bad up the woman, diss up the woman? Now we hear her bad up FAYVAL, disrespect FAYVAL. Rhoda afraid of her. And Rhoda Mike Crawford to the rest of MP them not talking to her. Rhoda say if Rhoda ever walk and Juliet come close, If she's talking to another parliamentarian and Juliet walk past them, run left Rhoda, because they cannot make Juliet see them talk to Rhoda, else Juliet a go bant on them. My visit subscribers, Juliet is out of control. I see to how she deal with FAYVAL, she must step down. I want you to listen tonight. You're going to listen to our story, you know. You're going to see where them a come from. Them a come from nothing, them poor. You understand? Hit the video, like the video, share the video. Make we talk about that first.
I was born in my husband's constituency. I think I was actually born at the hospital, Andrews Memorial Hospital it was.
Juliet, you know say you and your man a liar. You and your husband a liar, you know. You say you're born in your husband constituency. Your husband constituency is West Central St. Andrew. But you say you're born at Andrews Hospital. Andrews Hospital is on Hope Road, near YMCA, near Devon House. That is not the Prime Minister constituency. Juliet, oh, you're so lie. Lord Jesus. My viewers subscribers, the man said Juliet is compromised, you know. The man said Juliet is compromised. Believe when the man says she compromised, a lie shall tell. Let us continue the story.
Mrs. HOLNESS is compromised.
Yeah, at the time, but grew up at a very early age in Ensom City and went to Ensom City all age and then on to St. Catherine High School. I remember even being at Ensom City all age, being a very industrious little child. My parents would send me to school, they would give me my lunch money, but I would be buying police button and selling them to get extra money from early days. So I remember being at St. Catherine High School and leaving school, walking from St. John's Road to Spanish Town. I did it often. I walked from Ensom City to St. Catherine High to save money again. Even though I got my lunch money and I got my taxi fare, I always felt that other than paying my school fee and giving my uniform and my books, I should be able to do all the other little things. If I need geometry set, if they're doing something for sports day, I should be able to chip in. My dad worked in a factory, zinc manufacturing factory it was. He was a supervisor there. I think the factory closed down. He was made redundant and he took his savings and went into the taxi business. So he had a bus and taxi from time to time. I would walk to Spanish Town and go and meet my mother and help her to sell. She would sell shoes and clothing, and I had no problem. I remember many times my classmates would pass and sometimes they would see me at school and say, Juliet, you don't feel ashamed to go help your mother sell? And no, I was never ashamed. I always felt this is what is sending me to school. My mom and my dad earn an honest living, and I thought it was an excellent value to instill in me as a child. And I pitched in and made sure I sell anytime I could once school was out. If it was Christmas, I would be on to Falmouth. I love to check a lot of money. So when they went to Falmouth, I found that the sales was very good. I was collecting and selling, and I found that very exciting, that my parents were able to earn in this way. My mom sort of beat it into my head since early days. Look, we are not wealthy, and the way you're gonna achieve in life is to have a good education. I remember we got married, 1997. We planned saying that we need to be able to buy a home first, need to get married, and then we can think about having children. I remember we got married, 1997. We planned, I don't even know, we sat down, we talked about it. I think we decided to have our wedding in between our birthdays. I'm born on the 16th of July, he's born on the 22nd, and we chose the Sunday in between our birthdays. We could not afford a lot, so we didn't have a wedding planner, and we could not afford a big hotel. I remember we rented Villa Ranai at the time, and we had a regular chef that you would normally have in your community come and cook up the curry goat and the rice and peas at Villa Ranai. And there we were married. Everybody came, like we invited all the relatives that we knew lived very far away because they would not be able to come to the wedding. They live in the UK, they live in America and Canada. But we didn't want anybody to say that we'd never invite them. So after trying to keep the wedding to 50, and my parents started to tell me who and who not invited, and his parents started to say who and who not invited, we said, all right, here's the strategy. Send all of them invitation because they're not coming. We ended up, instead of having a wedding of 50, with a wedding of 250 people, because everybody turned up from all over and our mouth was just dropping. My father didn't think it funny. I told him that we should have actually run it like a fish fry, where we give them an invitation at a cost, and you pay to come to the wedding. Because, all right?
So, my viewers and subscribers, I know that some of you would have already heard that story. That they come from nothing, a sell she used to sell. Our mother used to sell clothes she used to sell with her. She used to sell down a Falmouth. You understand? And she also made mention that they never had any money for the wedding. When she did a married regular chef, she was also thinking of selling the invitation to the wedding as a fish fry because they never have no money. And with that being said, I want to ask you, Juliet, how come you and Andrew get so rich so quick? People in Jamaica sell before you born, them not rich yet. How you and Andrew get so rich? That is what you must tell the people. So when you're born in a nothing, and now that you get rich, you become a big bully and a trace the people. Since you get rich, you forget where you're coming from. Jamaica, look how she deal with people now since that she rich. Look how she behaves.
I was flabbergasted when I got out of PAC chairman and realized that the media called you and you rudely indicated that we have an objection to inviting the internal auditors. I was shocked and I was very disappointed because it means I can't trust you as a chairman. Now, when the question was asked, without any of us knowing that you had consulted with the media to say the fact that we didn't respond means that we have an objection, and to think the moment it came, we all raised our hands. I went to the Auditor General and I said, I believe we must have the internal auditors here. I went to you and said the same. So I was shocked that behind our back as the chairman, you would take us not responding to an email as an indication that we are in objection and we do not support. And you need to stop it, Mr. Chairman, because very often a message is sent to the media which goes to the public that betrays all honesty, the circumstances, and then we are forced to live with it. If you do it again, Mr. Chairman, we are going to insist that only at the meeting, which is what is required, we make our decisions. This is my point. If we cannot trust you, Mr. Chairman, if you ever do it again, if you ever do it again, if you ever do it again.
Juliet, if him ever do it again, what? Yeah, bad up Julian Robinson, but I want to ask you a question, Juliet. If him ever do it again, what? You go and send your man to send police or bad man for him? Is that what you're going to do? Oh, so you love bad up everybody? My video subscribers, you see what money can do? You see, oh, when people get money, them change. Remember, this is the same Juliet who used to walk in a Spanish town, you know. The same Juliet who used to walk up and down and sell and beg you for buy her goods them in a Spanish town. The same Juliet who used to beg you for buy her goods them in a Falmouth market. And they said Juliet get rich and I threaten people now. And I tell you about if you ever do it again. Oh, so you just call your man and your bad man are going to send man after them. Oh, listen to the rest of the story. Listen.
Because nothing prevents you, Mr. Chairman, when you realize you have that email, from calling your fellow member of the committee. However, none of us received a call. None of us were asked, how comes you haven't responded? But you had time to go to the media. So when I saw it, Mr. Chairman, I'm sorry I didn't see it on the day. I was pissed.
You know, I take strong objection. I take strong objection to what the member said. An email was sent out by the clerk on my instruction asking members to respond. 2 members responded in that. 2 members, Member Cousins and Member Guy.
So my viewers and subscribers, that is the first example. You notice how she bad up Julian Robertson and shout and slam down Mike and ball out, say she piss and shout about if him ever do it again. You notice how she deal with Julian? That was example number 1. Yeah man, example number 1. You're going to see how she deal with FAYVAL Williams next. You're going to see how she deal with poor FAYVAL. And FAYVAL look like she afraid her. FAYVAL look like she frightened. Even Bigfoot Juliet. That are the one, the track star runner one she will ever chat. Big Mouth Juliet. All she look like she upset too. My viewers and subscribers, look how the Prime Minister wife deal with the Minister of Finance. And she not bright like FAYVAL. She not have degree like FAYVAL. Look how Juliet out of control. Look here.
Jamaica, that is new.
Minister, if you continue to have a conversation with one individual who is not on the mic and is not making a presentation, then you also contribute to the disorder in the House. Minister, you're not speaking to one individual. You had a series of questions and discussion, and you are responding for the benefit of the entire Parliament and all of Jamaica.
Okay. Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the new proposed amendments are the procurement of banknotes and coins for
Hey, my brothers subscribers, Juliet the other manners, you know, all daddy FAYVAL, poor daddy naval FAYVAL who talk up in our nose. You can't imagine how FAYVAL she had tremble while she had talk. Juliet, for stop it, you know. So that is the second person she bad up. She bad up Julian Robertson and tell him say if him ever do it again. And she bad up FAYVAL. And poor FAYVAL supposed to wait up her pampas. Me telling you, say Juliet not have the manners, you know. Because our man is the Prime Minister. And she know say our man will send police after people and bad man. That's why she talk to everybody like that. You see how she talk to FAYVAL? Peer woman she walk and disrespect. Look how she deal with Miss Curtis. Listen.
In this new development, weeks after her letter of reprimand, former Parliamentary House Clerk Valerie Curtis is now saying nothing short of an apology will do from House Speaker Juliet HOLNESS. In addition to still accusing the House Speaker of being compromised, some pundits are calling for her resignation. However, as Raman Gordon reports, at least one commentator thinks there's need for another consideration.
Former House Clerk Valerie Curtis has broken her silence, demanding accountability from embattled House Speaker Juliet HOLNESS. Curtis's public outcry follows the leaking of a controversial letter of reprimand sent by HOLNESS last month, which reportedly left the former clerk feeling shocked and hurt. In a recent media interview, Curtis reportedly expressed disappointment with the government's handling of the matter, accusing Information Minister Robert Morgan of irresponsibility, insensitivity, and arrogance.
You, as the mouthpiece of the executive, the Minister of Information, you are asserting that this matter is immaterial. The letter in its content has made vague references to wrongdoing on the part of Ms. Curtis, but there is no evidence.
The letter in question was made public last month. In it, the House Speaker chided the former clerk over her handling of Auditor General reports. The latest comes after weeks of silence on Curtis's part. She had refrained from commenting on the controversy until her departure on April 6. Calls for the House Speaker to resign have intensified amid speculation that her actions prioritize protecting the government, not the interests of the House. However, at least one commentator is suggesting the need for an entirely different conversation.
Should we be having an independent individual excluded from the political sides being the Speaker of the House? You do get elected on a ticket. So I think we have to, probably in our constitutional review, see if we can get that type of impartiality.
Mrs. HOLNESS is compromised. She has displayed that her rulings are not transparent. The fact that she's a wife, the spouse of the Prime Minister, makes her standing even more questionable. And now the letter suggests that she is not fit to hold the office.
Several calls placed to the House Speaker's phone went unanswered up to news time. Meanwhile, efforts to contact Curtis this afternoon proved futile.
So my viewers and subscribers, 3 different people, 3 different respectable people Juliet disrespect. 3 different incidents she show up her Spanish Town bad girl badness style. She disrespect Julian Robinson and tell him boy if him ever do it again. She disrespect FAYVAL and make FAYVAL afraid. I should disrespect Miss Curtis. Miss Curtis, the respectable clerk of the court who has sat amongst many prime ministers and served many prime ministers. And barefoot Juliet, who used to walk up and down in a Spanish Town. Just come in a parliament and run out Miss Curtis. Una no see say something wrong with Juliet Holness? Una no see say she's a big bully? Una no, if una think she's a bully type bully, una no see say the woman is a big bully? She not have no lady like nothing at all. We never see she come out and stand up like for the woman them yet. Never. We've never seen her do anything like the wife of a prime minister. Where is her compassion? Where is her love? Where is her heart? Only thing we see she do come out and trace people, cuss people, bully people, bad up people. We never see she come out and defend the children of the country. She never defend the young girls in the country, the women in the country. Anybody remember when the incident happened with Donna Lee and the policemen? She not come out, she not say nothing. Me hear Queen Africa cuss her and tell her that she must come from back her man, the Prime Minister. Listen to what Queen Africa talk and say. She not stand up for the woman them, my viewers and subscribers. What kind of woman is this? She born poor, get rich, and a cuss and a trace everybody. Juliet, you need to step down. Look at this. She not stand up for the woman them. Wanna look here.
Andrew Holness and Juliet. You have youth in a Juliet. So I say, step from back of Andrew, man. And come on the front line, come see mothers like them here, man. You see what I say? And come feel where them a feel in our country where them love. You see what I say? Oh, no comfortable, so. Oh, it's so nice for uno. For every day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Be a girl that come up, the whole uno good and alright. And some of uno Jamaican woman too. We sit down up in an uptown, in an echelons of society. And I look at the new talk about it now, come up there. One Jamaica, you know, we can walk come at any uptown community. We can walk, go anywhere in Jamaica. Our ancestors them used to walk through the hills them from St. Thomas, go Montego Bay. So we can walk, go anywhere. We want to say, we want to walk, come out the gate, come turn up and ball. And make us see how belly pain really feel. I want to see some woman uptown who have powers to come and use up the social media space and talk on behalf of mothers like them here. Yeah, and stop calling them poor people and not your business that. You see what I say? Look, this look like a somebody where grow our youth for she come dead.
Hey, me telling you, man, Jamaica people need to open up them eyes and stop play oblivious to the fact that these people don't care about us. They don't care about us. I remember a caller called me privately one night, you know. And the caller said to me, say, Atapik, me there with one of Juliet's sister. Me there with one of Juliet's sister and me know them. And them sister live bad. Him say one of the auntie will help Juliet. And I'll give her clothes for wear when she and Andrew go out. Not even her sister or her auntie Juliet look pan. So if they don't look on their own family, how can you expect them to look on the Jamaican people? But I leave Juliet up to Rhoda. If Rhoda ever come talk, oh Juliet color her and buff her and buff her, that would have been another excitement. Everybody afraid of Juliet Holness. Everybody is afraid of her, my viewers and so. Everybody afraid of her. Nobody dare talk to her or talk down to her. Who remember I was searching for this clip, but unfortunately I couldn't find it, where she says to the people, shut up and be quiet while the Prime Minister is talking. I remember Juliet from Spanish Town, we used to walk barefoot. We used to sell in a Spanish Town and beg people for come buy our clothes them. Remember Juliet just come in a parliament and she bad up everybody, trace everybody, disrespect everybody, cuss everybody. Juliet Holness, you're doing a disservice to yourself and to the women of the country. And the people are asking you to step down because time come. You bad up everybody, you bad up Rhoda, you bad up FAYVAL, you bad up Miss Curtis, you bad up everybody, but it is no time for you to step down. Remember to like the video, share the video, and remember to subscribe to Jamaica Hot Topic. Like the video, students. Juliet, your time coming.